Oh yes, sir. Look, 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 look. Oh, they just finished smoke. They just finished fighting the team. I hate that. Yo, they need to patch that.
Count them bills on my one. Count them bills on my one. Then I put them in a safe. If I find a single missing boy, I promise you ain't safe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's good, y'all? What it do? It's your boy MaliMangu, and I'm back with another one, man. Now, I know it's been a while since I dropped my last video, but you know, life happens, man. But I'm gonna try to be more consistent with it. I'm gonna try to be on top of my game, man. So listen, if y'all could, like, comment, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're watching this, chances are it's probably my birthday. I just hit that big 2-5, you dig? So I would appreciate it if y'all, would drop a happy birthday in the chat for me. Please, please, please. I would greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, y'all enjoy the video, alright? Okay, y'all, so this is a story about how I lost my virginity. But in order for me to tell you guys how I lost my virginity, I first have to give you guys a backstory on everything that transpired beforehand that led up to everything that went down, okay? So, if you know me, you know I'm from New York City, the Big Apple, you feel me? You did. Word to your mother, G. Anyways, yeah, so, I went to high school, A. Philip Randolph Campus High School. Shout out to my class of 2014, niggas. Shout out to everybody who I was cool with. Shout out to all my Randolph niggas, all the Cougars, you feel me? Not the actual cats or the actual old ladies, just to throw that out there, because y'all might get the wrong thoughts. But, yeah, so, my junior year, I want to say it was. Yeah, I was a junior. I was dating this girl who, I'm not gonna give her actual name, but we're just gonna name her Samantha. All right. So me and Samantha dated, and things were pretty cool. Samantha lived in Queens, and I lived in the Bronx, and our high school was in Harlem. So I used to literally travel from Manhattan or Harlem, whatever. It's kind of the same shit, but whatever. I used to travel from there to Queens, and she used to live like almost one of the last stops in Queens. And after there, I would go all the way back to the Bronx, and this was like almost an everyday thing, right? So, yeah, I was back in high school. I was like really young, dumb, and naive. So, one of my mindsets was that I didn't want to have sex with any girl until after 6 months of dating, because I just felt like, like it would really prove that I was just all about them and like nobody else, that I didn't want them for their body. I wanted them for them. Regular, nice guy shit, I would say. But, yeah, boy, did I learn that was a big fucking mistake. So, anyways, yeah, me and Samantha, we were pretty cool. I tried to do everything in my ability to be a good boyfriend. We never really ever argued. In fact, I don't think we ever had one argument. And, things were really cool. I was cool with her friends. She was cool with my friends. We'd hang out at this spot called the Turf every day after school. Or we'd cut class and go hang out there. It was pretty dope. I remember every month I would try to like get her a gift just to like celebrate like our month anniversary, whether it was like her favorite teddy bear or some shit, which was a lion, and go figure, I'm a Leo. Leos are lions. But yeah, I just want to do all the really cute stuff, because like my goal back then was to just really be, well, it's still the same goal, but I just always want to be the best boyfriend possible. So yeah, things were really, really cool. So we get about 3 months into it, and the school year is coming close to an end, and she was a freshman and I was a junior, so she was going to her sophomore year, I was going to my senior year. And I just remember that she had summer school, so I had a Regents. If you're from New York, you know what a Regents is. If not, a Regents is like a statewide test that you have to take. And basically you have to get 65 is passing, but if you want to get an advanced Regents diploma, you have to get if I'm not mistaken, it's either 80 or 85 or better, and that's how you get your advanced Regents diploma. So I just so happened, because I wanted to spend more time with her because she had summer school, I just so happened to I went to summer school to retake my algebra Regents. And I think I had like a 75 on it, and I just wanted to get a little bit higher. And luckily, me and her actually got put into the same class. And at first, things were really cool. I didn't really have any complaints. I got to see her class was fucking easy. I mean, it's algebra. Algebra isn't that hard. And on top of that, I mean, I used to cut, and then I used to be like with my other friends too. So like, I literally was only there for literally one class, and it wasn't like a necessity. Like I knew everything, so I didn't technically have to be in the class. The only purpose was for me to retake the regents. So I specifically remember I used to hang out with my friends and her friends, and like everything was like really really chill. And then there's this guy who I'm just gonna call him Trey. Trey, I used to be cool with. Trey lived in the same hood as me. Trey was Crip. Uh, yeah, but like he literally lived in the same hood as me, so we used to be cool. And then we kind of had like a little, like a weird falling out, I guess you could say. And it's really more so just because he was kind of weird and like really thirsty. And like I don't know, he was actually a super senior. So if I was like 16, 17, he was like 19 at the time, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So me, Samantha, and Trey all ended up actually having the same exact summer school class. So it was a little unusual because even though I was young, dumb, and naive, I kind of noticed that like Trey would go to the bathroom, and then not too long afterwards, Samantha would go to the bathroom, or Samantha would go to the bathroom, and not too long afterwards, Trey would go to the bathroom. And I'm like, this is a little sus, but you know, I trust her. Like, you know, it's just probably just me overthinking. And I'm a really bad overthinker, but you know, she never gave me a reason to think anything extra. So I'm like, you know what, whatever. So one day, uh, it's me and her friends. So if you know Randolph, Randolph has seven floors. So I specifically remember we would walk from the seventh. We would walk all the way up to the seventh floor, and then walk through the sixth floor, and then walk through the fifth, walk through the fourth, and then like that's how we would cut, which is weird as shit, but it's literally what we did. So I remember we were on the fourth floor, going to the third floor, and her friend, I'm not gonna say her name, but if you know, you know. Shout out to her because she's really the real MVP. She's like, hey Malik, you never check Samantha's like you ever check her messages? And I'm like, nah, why would I? Like she never gave me a reason to check her messages. So, you know, that was just me back in high school. Like I didn't, even though I had her password, I never thought to check because, well, I didn't really have a reason to. So when I told her friend that, her friend was like, oh wow, really, you're too trusting. So you know, that kind of put like a weird thought, you know, in the back of my head. And then I shit you guys not, we walk down to the very next floor, and there is Samantha and Trey walking side by side. And it was just so unusual. Like, why the fuck are y'all together right now? Like, I don't know. It just weirded me the fuck out. So I'm like, you know what? Let me not think anything of it again because I was very fucking naive. And then it just got the best of me. So I pulled her aside and I'm like, yo, like, all right, like, why you with him? Because like, I'm not even cool with him no more. He's real sketch, and on top of that, like, why is it that every time you go to the bathroom he goes, or you go, like whatever, or vice versa. So she was like, oh well, it's just a coincidence, don't think anything of it. So I'm like, all right, you know what, I trust you. I'm gonna just let it go, you know. So later that night I end up taking her home or whatever, and then I end up going back home, and I'm sitting there, and I didn't have a phone at the time, so I used to use my computer to go on Facebook. And I just remember like sitting there, and something was just like nagging at me, and it was just like, yo, like, check her Facebook, check her Facebook, check her Facebook, check her Facebook. So I finally decided to do it. I finally decided to check her Facebook, and behold, what is the very first thing I see? Y'all, I kid y'all not, the chat bubble popped up, and the first thing it said, like, it was like deleted messages, but the thing it said was, I think we should stop, Malik is catching on. And yo, it just broke my fucking heart, because I'm like, yo bro, like, I don't do anything to anybody. Like, I was just really chill. I was a good fucking boyfriend. I paid attention to everything, and you cheated on me. And not only that, you cheated on me with someone who I don't even fuck with. Like, that's like a slap in the face to me. So now we flash forward a couple of years, and probably like a year or two, and I have like really bad trust issues, and I don't know. When it came to women, I just stopped caring because like I was just so hurt. I didn't know how to trust anyone ever again. So that's when I had this friend in high school named Brianna, and she ended up going to college. And I remember we had linked. It was me, her, and a couple other friends, and we met up at our spot where we normally used to hang out after school, the McDonald's. And I remember it was a really cool moment, and she shared me on her Instagram story. So there was this girl who, happened to follow me, so I followed her back, regular shit. So she liked like three of my pictures. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So I liked like three of her pictures. Then she commented under one of my pictures. So I commented under one of hers. And then she liked the rest of my pictures. So I liked the rest of hers. And I was like, all right, you know what? Clearly she's into the kid. So I slid in the DMs. And this was really bold of me because at the time, after everything that transpired, I just wasn't the same confident man that I am today. So I kind of just, I don't know, like I just wasn't really feeling myself like that. But I was like, you know what, it's worth it, like let's take a risk. So I did it, and I slid in her DMs, and things were really cool. Like she's a really dope person. Like I still follow her to this day, and we still talk occasionally. But yeah, so I'm not gonna go too much into detail, but I specifically remember that yeah, we were talking or whatever. It was a cool vibe. And yeah, this was during the Kick days. Oh boy, I got some stories about Kick. But yeah, we were talking through Kick, and the conversation was just great. Like it was like a never flowing or a never ending conversation. Like it was always flowing. We always had something to talk about, and it kind of felt like I knew this girl like my whole entire life type shit. So I remember she had like really strict parents, and during the time, my parents wouldn't really let me have company, but they were also never really home during the daytime. So I just so happened to tell her like, yo, like listen, all right, you know what? If we're gonna do it or whatever, we should do it at my house. Um, and yeah, so she ended up she had to leave at a certain time, so she came to my house early. She didn't go to like one of her classes, and my parents weren't home, so it was cool. I went and I picked her up from the train station, if I'm not mistaken, and we went to my house. We got inside, and it was a little awkward at first, cause I mean, like you get like first time jitters and shit, and I was still a virgin, so like all that stuff she was saying through text and all the stuff I was saying through text, it was time to like show and prove. And I mean, all I knew was like I used to watch a shit ton of porn back then, so it was like I didn't really know what the fuck I was doing, but I wasn't gonna let her know that, cause I mean, come on now. So we finally get to my house. We get inside, and I sit in my computer chair because I was really fucking shy, like really fucking shy. So I sat in my computer chair, and she sits on my couch, and I'm just like trying to make conversation and shit. So she's like, yeah, like how come you didn't give me a hug? So I got up and I gave her a hug, and then one thing led to another, and we ended up going onto my couch, and we made out for like an hour. And I mean, that was cool, I guess. But I was still pretty nervous, and I still have the same issue to this day where I don't initiate sexual intercourse. I kind of just wait for the girl to decide that it's what she wants, because I just have this thing where like mentally I feel like if I start things off either too fast, like it's just gonna make me look like I'm just being thirsty and that I just want to fuck, and that's not really who I am or how I am. So yeah, things finally escalated. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm home alone. So I decided, if you know me, I'm a big fan of The Weeknd. My intro, you can, I have a fucking shirt on by The Weeknd. But yeah, I was a big fan of The Weeknd. So this was probably like 2014, 2015. So I was playing Trilogy. I was playing House of Balloons. Actually, I wasn't playing Trilogy. I was playing House of Balloons, the original House of Balloons. And yeah, so things were cool. We kind of went the whole entire go, like the whole entire house of balloons. And yeah, I just remember like the last song, 28. um yeah, that's kind of when we ended, and she had to go home, and I just remember like walking her to the train again. And I just remember like I just felt so good. I was just like, ooh, like yeah, like I don't know why this girl cheated on me, but you know what, like whatever. So I remember like walking back and being in my house, and I was like, damn, like that's it, like that, like that's what sex is, like so why did she cheat on me? Like it was cool, but like it's not enough to cheat on somebody. And like I was just like really fucking distraught, not even gonna lie. And I just started thinking about it, and it was just fucking weird. And like to this day, like this is a story I don't tell too often because like it's really just weird and like but whatever. So yeah, this is the story of how I found out I was cheated on in high school, and also how I lost my virginity. So I appreciate you guys for listening. Stay tuned for another video. Thank y'all. I'm out.
Ah, that was bullshit.